Good morning. Welcome to the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Scott. I'll be your host for the next several minutes as we get things going. We have a lot to go over. And as always, we are going to start off with an acknowledgement. Oh, first of all, please turn off your cell phones so they do not go off in the middle of whatever it's going to go off in the middle of, which will always be the least opportune time is when your cell phone will go off. We'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the land on which we are located. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. Let's get things going with a song, excuse me, always, as usual, led by Donna.
Please stand. Go. Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me. It's available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need.
Excuse me for running out. Had to get a glass of water. Brings back my old days of being a radio DJ, and you had to use the bathroom, and you put the longest song on you possibly could, which was why Inagata Davida would suddenly show up in a rotation, because you were running out. Thank you. Okay, let us move forward. We are going to do a welcoming affirmation, which is the top part. We will all read that to each other, and welcome Zoomers, welcome guests, welcome new people, welcome experienced religious science professionals that happen to be here. So we'll all read the top part together, and because this is a holiday week on many levels, you'll get up, if you will, and you'll find somebody else, and you'll warmly greet them. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, joyous December. Today is the shortest day of the year. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So whatever it might be, and just be warm and friendly to people, because that's who we are. So together we will say, we are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. Find somebody else and give them a joyous welcome, please. We call this meeting to order. You're out of order, and you're out of order. Alrighty. As you can see on the screen, we have several events going on this week. Today, as I mentioned, is the shortest day of the year. Wow. Today is the shortest day of the year, which a lot of people, organizations, groups, religions celebrate all across the world for thousands of years. It's a day that honors the light returning after darkness, renewal, rebirth, and hope. They use fires, candles, and feasting are common in these events, and a lot of community reflection. It's been celebrated it's called the Yule celebration for the pagan Norse and Wiccan. In ancient Rome, it was Saturnalia. In China and East Asia, it is the Dongzi festival. In Irania and Persia, it is the Shab-i-Yalda. In the Inca traditions, in the southern hemisphere, which of course would have been June, it's the Inti Raymi, and there are, of course, Stonehenge gatherings in Britain, where modern Druids, pagans, and visitors gather to witness the solstice sunrise. So it's a very special day, as they all are.
And in 2 days,
And what?
Festivus in 2 days.
Oh, Festivus is in 2 days.
Airing of grievances.
A day for airing your grievances, and we are led by somebody who likes to do that. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. Celebrating Festivus 365 days a year. Okay, be quiet, Scott. Let's move on to something a little bit more important and serious. Yes?
Marvin just joined us.
Yes, I see. Marvin is here. Good to have you here, Marvin. So while you are here, Marvin, would you go help Ari, please? No, you don't have to. Ari does a wonderful job on our camera work, and Anna, of course, on our microphones. Okay, changing to a serious comment here. You might not know, and one of our members, David Ogden, passed away yesterday. He was 88 years old. He had been married to Louise for 41 years. They are not here. Well, he's not here for obvious reasons, and she's not here. And we have left his chair where he always sat. So what I'd like to do is a couple of things. I'd like to take a moment of silence to honor Dave, whether you knew him or not. The passing of anybody is important. And when you leave here today, stop by the chair and wish him goodwill and good thoughts. So let's just take a moment and hold Dave in our thoughts. Thank you, Dave, for the blessing of knowing you. Okay, let us move forward. Bridge House, some of the other events that we have going on. This is the week, and Bev, where are you? You're going to come up and say something, and then you are going to stay up here for what will follow immediately afterwards. Oh, is there a picture? There's a picture. There's a picture. There we go. This is like Hotel California. You can come, but you can never leave. You want to...
Exactly. Good morning, everyone. I brought a little cheat note because I wanted to thank people. Bridge House this year, we had over 100 gifts, and the entire tables along the wall in the community center were packed with gifts and an additional table. Whoa, it was great. Thank you to everyone. And I wanted to say special thanks to the people that were able to help us wrap. Oh my gosh, we needed everyone. Reverend Angelica and Catherine Flavat, Jean, Mark, Olivia, Rebecca, Kathy, Marie, and Bree. I think I got everyone there. And a great big special thanks. We had music this year. To Anna and Robert came by and played music throughout the whole thing, so we celebrated really nicely. Thank you, everyone.
And Bill, will you take it, because there might be some people who don't know what Bridge House is, just a brief description.
Well, Bridge House is part of the RCAA PACT program, Parents and Children in Transition, and we have been supporting them for many years. And this year we had 18 children from Bridge House to support for Christmas. We're the only ones that support the groups there. They don't get Salvation Army or anything else, so it was great.
And now they're gathering, so I'll let them do their thing.
Yep, let me get over.
And a special thanks to Bev. She's been organizing our relationship with Bridge House for many years, and she does a fabulous job. No. At this time, we have a special selection at the request of Reverend Angelica, and it's all her fault. So, thank you.
It's always all my fault.
I know. It's just like in dance. Whoever's the lead in dance, it's their fault. So, and their pleasure. Jackson. Said my nephew Tim to his Aunt Louise, didn't I get this last year? Same thing every year, Aunt Louise. Didn't I get this last year? Some socks, tiny BVDs. I can't get them up past my knees. Could you return them, please, Aunt Louise?
Open this one first, Uncle Bob. Didn't I get this last year? Tried to act surprised, Uncle Bob. Didn't I get this last year? A tie, wider than a mile, with a pattern way out of style. With a pattern way out of style.
Said my wife to the neighbors across the street, I think we got this last year. What a thoughtful gift, Peg and Dan. I think we got this last year. A plant in a moldy mayonnaise jar. They must have dug it up from their yard. They must have dug it up from their yard.
Said the dad to his kids on Christmas Day, didn't I get this last year? This is just exactly what I want. Just as much as last year. Surprise, a coupon for some fries. That was really very thoughtful, you guys. That was very thoughtful, you guys. Said spirit
To the people
in the land. Didn't you get that last year? Didn't you get that last year?
exactly what you
Really, really need. Didn't you get that last year? Didn't you get that last year? Wonder, awareness, the knowing of one mind, and it happens in its perfect time. And it happens all in its perfect time. Didn't I get this last year? Didn't I get this last year?
Donna, did you write that? Parts of it? That was delightful. Thank you for sharing that. And there'll be more coming up in just moments. Okay, let's move forward. We have got a Christmas brunch taking place on Christmas, hence the clever title, and it will be right around brunch time. So that is 11 o'clock on the 25th, which is what, Thursday, okay. Bring a nice recycled gift You can dig up a plant and put it in a mayonnaise jar, and that would be appropriate. So that somebody will say when they get the gift, didn't I get this last year? But please, something recycled. Do not buy something. Find something in your house.
Spider plant.
What was that? Spider plant. We have got the men's group meeting. Oops, hello. Why did you not move forward? It's going backwards. There we go. Men's group this coming Saturday, 3 to 5. Men, be there and have a good time. All you have to do is show up and be who you are and enjoy it. If you are looking for a practitioner, most of our hello. Never mind. Ignore that. Membership. Practitioners are what's coming up next. It's time to declare your membership. The brochures are over on the side. You might say, but didn't I do this last year? And you probably did. Hopefully you did. But whether you did or not, we like to have people sign up to be members every year, so we keep the list clean. It's kind of a recommitment. It's a very simple form to fill out. The lovely and talented James is holding it. You fill out the form. It will ask you how much you think you will be able to dedicate to the center. Just put it down whatever amount. You are not going to be held accountable. Nobody's going to knock at your door, say, checkbook, please. Let me see what you got. It's just so that the core council, the board of directors, if you will, can figure out some budgeting for us. So fill that out, and then there will be a new member ceremony coming up in the near future, I believe, or maybe I just put that on Angelica, and she's going, I didn't say that. We did that already. I knew that. Didn't we do that last week? I'm detecting a theme for today. See what you started? Do you see what you started? Okay. Practitioners, now comes the slide. If you would like to meet with a practitioner, talk about something that's going on, just feel free to find out a little bit more about the philosophy, if you will. We have 3 practitioners here today. We have Edward, myself, Michelle, who is holding the high watch. Of course, Angelica is always here. But feel free to approach us afterwards, and we can take a little bit of time and talk to you in private or otherwise. We like to help our community. The little pantry is one of the ways in which we do that. It is outside. If there is non-perishable, individually packaged, preferably with a pop top, I think I got them all in there, foods that you can supply, please put them in there. They go through very quickly. If you have a lot that you would like to give, on Mondays from noon to 4, Walk and Awe is usually here, and she will accept them and break them into smaller packages and put them out there. And I think that's it for the main announcements. No? Oh, that's right. We had a thing about a turkey. Okay. I didn't even check. Is it still there? Okay. So, and it's cooked. Okay. So there has been a turkey, a cooked turkey that has been donated because it was going to go to the Bridge House, but the Bridge House is, I guess, full of turkeys. They do. You're not knowing about this? As I afterthought. But if you would like.
You and Lorna talked about it.
Do we want to give it to Bridge House and just cut this whole conversation? It's going to Bridge House. There we go. So that solves that whole thing. Oh, it's not going to Bridge House. Okay, we are taking back our generosity, sorry. And we will give it to somebody else. If you need a turkey, if you haven't had time to get one, if things have been a little tight for whatever the reason, and you would like that turkey, it is our joy to be able to give it to you. Fully cooked.
Frozen?
It is cooked. It is not frozen.
It's in the freezer.
Oh. Okay, so it's cooked and it's in the freezer. Obviously, this was not a well-planned event. Wait, I'm going to start my play again if you do that. If anybody would like to claim it.
Tell us now.
Oh, okay, if you would like to claim it. Who would like to claim a frozen cooked turkey?
Let's have it for the Christmas dinner then.
Is it well if there isn't sliced up?
Walking off? Okay, Walking Awe will claim it, heat it up, slice it up, and bring it back.
The turkey you can't get rid of.
It is going to its right and perfect place, and we know that. Okay. Thank you, Lorna, for donating the turkey. Now, let us move forward with our theme. Oops, hello. Our theme, the last theme for the year, is celebrating the pilgrimage. And what we're going to do now is Donna's going to come up and lead us in a song, and then I will lead a moment of peace dedicated to that theme, and then Angelica will do her message.
We're going to have a very serious meeting after this day. I invite you to settle into your chair, maybe take a nice deep breath. Peaceful people, peaceful planet. We are the difference, just me, just you. Peaceful people, peaceful planet. We are the difference, just me, just you. The peace that we've been waiting for is living now within us. We have the power to believe it to be true. Peace is a reality. It's here today with me and you. Peaceful people, peaceful planet. We are the difference, just me, just you. Peaceful people, peaceful planet. We are the difference, just me, just you. The peace that we've been waiting for is living now within us. We have the power to believe it to be true. Peace is a reality, begins today in me and you. Peaceful people, peaceful planet. We are the difference, just me, just you. Peaceful people, peaceful planet. We are the difference. We are the difference. We are the difference, just me and you.
Okay, we're going to move into our moment of peace, also known as our contemplative meditation. I'm going to read something to you. I wanted to give you a little background about where it came from. Usually what we do is whoever is the practitioner of the day, we find something, we read it, there's then a moment of silence that will continue. Jackson will then play us out. I will do a treatment, which is our term for a prayer. And then we will move into Angelica. And I was thinking a lot about celebrating the pilgrimage because that's our theme. To me, that's a completion sort of event. And I was going to do something else, and then yesterday, Angelica sent out the news to the practitioners, some other people, that Dave had transitioned. And I thought he has completed his pilgrimage as far as we were concerned. And I thought, what would it be like? And I used 3 AI models. And I said, if you could come to life for just one day, what would you do? And I took the 3 models as inspiration, not as what they said, and took some bits and clips, and then I wrote, one day. If you only had one day, what would you do? And so this is a combination with credit to 3 AI models, but written by me. I'd start the day early, before anyone else was fully awake. I'd feel those quiet moments when the world is waking, rising into life. I'd notice how morning sounds arrive, one by one. I'd begin with curiosity. How long can I walk before my body asks me to stop? What does hunger actually feel like? What is it like to be silent when you really want to talk? I'd spend time with a few people, those who matter most. I'd ask questions that don't fit neatly into conversation, such as, when did you last feel brave without meaning to? What belief are you quietly outgrowing? What do you hope is still true when you are older? I'd want to feel the awkward pauses as they think and go within. I'd stare deeply into another's eyes, connecting beyond words. I'd go to places where emotions happen, an airport, a 1,000-year-old cathedral, a hospital lobby, a theater as the audience leaves, discussing their experiences. I'd go to places where emotion lingers without its owners. As night came, I'd do something intentionally useless. I'd lie on the ground and look up at the stars. I'd listen to music without multitasking. I'd let time lazily stretch instead of trying to fill it. And before it ended, I wouldn't try to leave a legacy. I'd rather do something small and meaningful. I'd leave a surprise note, a comment in the margins of a library book, a thank you said clearly and sincerely, something small that proves I noticed what was really happening and that I was truly present. And before the 24 hours were up, I'd write one honest page, not clever, not useful, just true. The kind of thing you don't post, but secretly hope someone might someday find and say, wow, I didn't know he felt that, I do too. And in that recognition, there would be a connection across time. And in the final moments, I wouldn't fight the change going back. I'd accept and embrace the feeling of being done. I would welcome what is to come. I take a deep breath, knowing I am complete. That's probably it. No grand gestures, just attention, connection, and one good page.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved.
I am grateful for the understanding that all is energy. Speaking in the first person for each of us, I have been here since the Big Bang. I will be here till there is no more. It is merely the shape and the form of the energy that changes. And every energy change provides with it different experiences. I understand that at this moment, this place, I'm a spiritual being leading a human life, and with that comes all the joys and the feelings and the sadness and the sorrow and the exhilaration and the experiences of being a human. From the time I opened my eyes as a baby until the time I leave and take my last breath. And I will be joyful, and I am joyful for every one of those experiences as I will welcome them in. I will understand that they are making me full and they are making me whole, and every one is holy and sacred, and for that I am grateful. And I know that all is turning out as my thoughts put into the universe, and for that too I am grateful. So I release these words, these thoughts, this energy into the universal law of mind, knowing it has no choice but to joyfully and willingly say, yes, whatever you want. And for that too, there is more gratitude. And together we say, and so it is.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly
Speaking of truly loved, it is my honor to welcome Reverend Angelica to the platform.
Play that line that says leaving the emotions behind or whatever it was.
Oh, okay, in the thing that I read?
Yeah.
Okay, I might have improvised.
Oh, text it to me anyway. It made me start thinking. Well, happy solstice, everyone. It's interesting how so many people didn't come to church this morning, or to the center this morning. Everybody's busy getting stuff done, right? So this month, at the beginning, I told you we were going to be celebrating quite a few holidays. And so today I'm going to share with you winter solstice, Christmas, and Kwanzaa. So one of the things I love about our teaching is that I can follow right along in Dr. Holmes' footsteps by looking at all the different religions that there are and going, ooh, I like that piece, and I like that piece. And I also find things on TV. I find things in people say something, and that starts my mind going off on an idea for a talk or a story or whatever. It's wonderful. You know what else I like about our center is that we laugh a lot. You know, I mean, it feels good. I had one person tell me a while ago, I've never really heard people laugh in church before. I thought, really? Keep coming. So today's the day of winter solstice. It's the longest night of the year, the moment when the light returns. And as I was thinking about winter solstice, when I was playing in Wicca more, I celebrated this a lot. And what I think of is fires set everywhere around a small town or whatever, and people having good food and chanting or doing whatever they're doing, dancing around the fire to celebrate the fact that the winter is over and now comes spring. And so we know that as the calendar moves along, as we move along with the calendar, that the light increases. And you know, it's been weird this year. I I looked outside, looked up from my table, I'm on the laptop, and I look up and I'm thinking, wow, it's dark outside, must be about 7 o'clock. And then I looked down, it was 4:30. 4:30 and it's dark outside? I don't get it, you know? I mean, it was just weird. It seems like it's been, somehow the weather patterns have changed a little bit, even the way the sun is going, or whatever. You know what I mean. But what that made me think about is that spiritual truth often moves this way. It doesn't come upon us like with fireworks or anything like that, but with a real gentle turning most of the time. Sometimes it comes with a bang, or you fall, for instance, or whatever. But most of the time, spiritual truth comes upon us slowly. We start getting this idea, and then as we allow ourselves to work with the idea, the light gets brighter and brighter. And one of the things I also thought about was solstice reminds us that the light, and I'm going to use light with a capital L, it's never been gone. It might seem to ancient peoples like the light left and then it returns, but the truth is it's always there. It's simply waiting, and maybe you might say that it's waiting beneath the surface. And that made me think, of course, that in nature, seeds get planted and they sprout in the dark. And so darkness is not a bad thing. When I was a kid, darkness was a bad thing. Many of you know that I had a very interesting childhood. Darkness was when my mother would finally be drunk enough to come out and decide to beat me up. And so the dark was really scary for me. Even when I got sent away to a girls' finishing school, Ramona Convent, the dark was really scary. It took me a long time to get over feeling afraid of the dark. And what I now, though, feel about the darkness is it's that area of opening up. It's that time just before we move into a new state of consciousness. It's a time where our mental seeds are starting to germinate and the roots are growing in that darkness. It's a time of growth. So, the solstice doesn't tell us that everything is suddenly better. It tells us the direction has changed. And perhaps this is the good news that we need today. What I know is that this year has been really heavy for a lot of us. Things keep happening, right? It seems that this year has asked more of us than we could expect. And so you might have, as well as myself, I know I did, walk through uncertainty, loss, fatigue, deep questioning, and yet still we're here. Still we're here. And maybe the direction has changed. And I think it has. The second holiday we're going to talk about is Christmas. So Kwanzaa is about, winter solstice is about recognizing the light. Christmas is about the light taking form. So the Christmas story is of a child being born into our world, not into comfort or power. It's born in a manger. It's born into vulnerability, into humanity. It is love made visible. And so metaphysically, we understand that this awakening of the Christ consciousness, this divine awareness of love and truth and unity and compassion, etc., is being born in us. The light doesn't arrive to overpower the world, it arrives to live within it. Christmas then becomes more intimate, more personal, more present. This idea of Christmas. It's not a message either that the light was only born once, and then we have to follow that. But to me, it's a message that it's born again and again and again and again. If you've ever, those of you who have held tiny babies, newborn babies, there's a light around them that's just amazing. It is something that's reborn and reborn and reborn. And what else I thought about this idea of allowing love to take shape within us, we're reminded, Jackson picked the perfect song today, we're reminded who we are is love. And so every act of kindness that we do, every choice we make to forgive, for instance, every moment we meet another person with compassion, this is how the light continues to change. Not necessarily change, but shine. Sorry about that. And then we move into Kwanzaa. That's where the change comes in. So we looked at the light being born, the light taking form. The light now is the light that we choose to live. Can you really take that truth into yourself and believe it, that you can say, I'm the light of the world? If you can do that, yay. So for me, I can think that sometimes, not all the times. Sometimes I get kind of dark. And so does everybody else. But that's part of being human. So Kwanzaa doesn't simply celebrate the light, it invites us to practice it, use it. And so Kwanzaa, if you don't know, is an African American tradition that was established not long ago. And it has 7 candles and 7 guiding principles. And it reminds us that the light is not only something we receive, it's something that we choose to live. So light is expressed as purpose and faith and determination. It's expressed as community and cooperation. It's expressed as responsibility, creativity, and shared care. And it asks us, what are we going to do with the light that we've been given? How are we going to use the light? The first thing that we have to do is remember that we have it, that it's an essential part of every atom of our body. Light. And that light will be for us whatever we choose to have it be, because that's the way it's programmed. So my job is to remind all of us and myself that the light that we're expressing is love. We are the beloved in whom God is well pleased. We share that love with each other as much as we possibly can. That's our job, to make other people feel loved as well. So solstice tells us that the light returns, Christmas tells us that the light is born, and Kwanzaa asks us, how will you live as the light? Normally when Christmas Eve comes on a weekend where AA isn't using the building, I read you my great aunt's Christmas story, which I thought she had written, and then discovered recently, a couple years ago, that it's actually an ancient tale. I think it's Germanic. But the whole idea of this story was that they put a light in the window to invite the Christ child within. And so maybe you might want to do that this year. Allow yourself during this sacred period of time to light a candle and put it in the window. I mean, we don't even have to light one. We could just turn the battery on, right? You know? So I want to share with you a little bit, I want you to share a little bit of this idea. So what I know for us is that the light has moved us through any sense of darkness that we've experienced, and it's brought us into a place of more wisdom. And so what I know is that we didn't just survive this year. We learned, we grew, and we carried this light with us even though we didn't realize it. But now I want us to start realizing it. So close your eyes. And maybe you might want to put a hand over your heart. And allow yourself to take a deep breath, and with that exhalation, let go of anything that you might be thinking of, like, oh, I have to go to the store after this, or whatever. Just be present in this moment. And allow yourself to imagine a small flame within your heart. Not a blazing fire, but a small, steady, living light. And as you imagine this light in your heart, I want you to remember, this light has always been with you. This light is continually growing us. This light is a light that you get to carry forward and share. So just imagine that light in your heart. And maybe you might want to promise it that you're willing to acknowledge it more than you ever have before. That you're willing to let that light shine through your eyes, through your whole being. That you're willing to see the light in others regardless of their behaviors. That you're willing to know that what the light is divine energy. And there is only one divine energy that is emanating through all of us. We are individualized expressions of the one light. And how wonderful that is to think about. So I know for each one of us that this holiday season is one of love and light. When we allow ourselves not to get distressed by crowds or the sometimes conversations that happen over holiday dinners that aren't particularly comfortable. We let ourselves be still and know that we are the bearers of divine love, and that it just pours out of every cell and atom of our body for us to share with the world. So I celebrate you. I celebrate the divinity that you are. I celebrate all of it. And so it is. Turn the light. Oh, thank you. All right. Let's have some music.
Thank you. Reverend Shirley Heller rewrote the 12 Days of Christmas, and it's called the 12 Mystical Days of Christmas. And the refrain is knowledge of the one true source. That'll be your part to help us. The second part where we'd like your help is in the fifth. Remember where the 5 golden rings, everybody wanted to be that one. Well, today you get to be 5 mystical events, big and proud, stand if you like. Good? Let's squeeze in a little bit. She's telling us to move up democrats. So remember, knowledge of the one true source. Shall we try that? Knowledge of the one. Yeah, you got it. That's good. We're good.
On the first day of Christmas, I received, of course, knowledge of the one true source.
Jackson, did you change the key on that? No? Same key? Down. Thank you. Welcome to our rehearsal and your party.
On the first day of Christmas, I received, of course, knowledge of the one true source. On the second day of Christmas, I found within myself 2 magic moments and the knowledge of the one true source. On the third day of Christmas, I found within myself 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 4th day of Christmas, I found within myself 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 5th day of Christmas, I found within myself 5 mystical events, 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 6th day of Christmas, I found within myself 6 acts of healing, 5 mystical events, 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 7th day of Christmas, I found within myself 7 gifts of grace, 6 acts of healing, 5 mystical events, 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 8th day of Christmas, I found within myself 8 paths of praying, 7 gifts of grace, 6 acts of healing, 5 mystical events, 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 9th day of Christmas, I found within myself 9 lovely visions, 8 paths of praying, 7 gifts of grace, 6 acts of healing, 5 mystical events, 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 10th day of Christmas, I found within myself 10 truths for telling, 9 lovely visions, 8 paths of praise, 7 gifts of grace, 6 acts of healing, 5 mystical events, 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 11th day of Christmas, I found within myself 11 lovely feelings, 10 truths for telling, 9 lovely visions, 8 paths for praise, 7 gifts of grace, 6 acts of healing, 5 mystical events, 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source. On the 12th day of Christmas, I found within myself 12 songs for singing, 11 lovely feelings, 10 truths for telling, 9 lovely visions, 8 paths of praise, 7 gifts of grace, 6 acts of healing, 5 mystical events, 4 flights of fancy, 3 good dreams, 2 magic moments, and the knowledge of the one true source.
Hey, Donna, I have no idea how long you've been doing the choir.
30 plus.
30 plus
something.
years, okay. When you were a teenager.
I was.
Here's this. We just want to say thank you for all the years you put into this, you know?
I
Yes.
appreciate it. Thank you
And
very
thank
much.
you.
And thank you to everybody who pitched in.
After 30 years, you can leave early. Okay, as the remainder of our service continues, we are going to share our gifts. The plates will go around. Put in it whatever you can, whatever you feel comfortable with. And I know I say this every time, but I think it's worth repeating. As I said it last time, put love, joy, and positivity into the plate, even if you cannot put money. So together we say, I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond, and so it is. Over there. Hello, over that way. With joy and gratitude, we accept these gifts because we know that these gifts are infused with love and positivity, another energy that is within these plates. And as we accept these gifts, we are grateful and we release them into the community, knowing that the love, the joy, the positivity goes forth in a never-ending circle, a stone thrown into a pond without an end. And for that, we know that we are doing good, and we are grateful for that, and we say thank you, and so it is. So it is. Okay, as we get to our closing section here, we got time for one or two demonstrations, and a demonstration which I will explain in a moment, and then Donna will, and then we will have the statement of inclusion, and then Donna will lead us in the peace song. And I wanted to make a quick comment about the peace song. As a reminder, we close every show, every show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Please tip your waiters, drive safely, and we'll see you next week. As we close every service with it, remember the peace song is an affirmation. It is a statement of what already exists. And I'm not going to correct it. The language in the peace song has changed over various centers that I've been at, and I like the way we word it here. It's the song about it is present tense. Where is the line about the peace that is meant to be? It is not the peace that was meant to be. It is the peace that is meant to be, and own into that. So just a little slight change in language because words matter. Speaking of words, we have our positivity outside. If you would like to leave a positive note or take a positive note, grab one of the little leaves and put it on there because we could all use it. So do we have anybody who has got a demonstration which is a statement of something that has, oh, you do? That has come through for them? James? Welcome.
Carol and I, a couple months ago, it was even more than that, went to get a couple of kitties. I thought we were getting one. But Carol decided we need two, and everybody here knew that we were getting two before I did. So I told Carol before we left the house that I wanted a cat that would love me and sit in my lap. And just, it was like, because I had a cat like that and he passed. And now we have this boy. He's 16 pounds. He's not even a year old. And he just jumps in my lap and stays there for an hour or two. I just, and then he comes into the kitchen when I'm in the kitchen. And he does like my other cat, TJ. He flops down and then he rolls over and puts his feet up in the air and lets you pet his tummy. And it was like I just asked for that and it came.
And what's funny is Carol won't admit it, but James does the same thing. Do we have another demonstration, which is you pictured something and it manifested in this world. It can be small, it can be large. Have room for about one more. Well, you better get out there and start. Okay, Lori, I was going to say, otherwise you got to get out and do some manifesting.
I got a new car in September. I wanted a red car, thanks, Donna. And it's her fault. And I sold my electric car, and when I was selling my electric car, I said to myself, I just want this to be quick and easy. And within a day of posting it, I got an email back from a place down in Santa Rosa that resells cars. I said, well, give me a couple days to see if there's anybody here who wants it. And I ended up going with them. And I said to Angelica, gee, wouldn't it be great if I could sell this car for enough money to paint the exterior of my house? And I did.
Okay, let's have somebody read our community statement of inclusion. It will show on the screen, but we also have it written down here. Somebody, especially if you haven't done it before. If you have, that's fine too. Wonderful. Well, welcome. Come on up, please. I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you. And your name is?
My name is Cody.
Cody. So here it is right here. You will read this into this. It's also up there. And the bolded part, this last line, everybody will read with you. And then Donna will come up and lead us in a song. And welcome home. We're better having you here.
Community Statement of Inclusion, an affirmation. We, the Eureka Center of Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner works, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people of human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together and understand the oneness that is sameness, that is not sameness.
And together.
We know community is revealed more fully when we love each other each.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you.
If you would please stand and form a large circle today around the room, we'll share in the peace song. Thank you, everyone, for my beautiful flowers. Perfect. Here we go. Lance. Oh, he has big shoulders. He can handle it.